This is Coach's Corner with ECISD Athletic Coordinator Todd Vesley.
Welcome to the Coach's Corner. We're going to open today's show with Gary Gaines, coach of the playoff-bound Permian Panthers. Welcome back to the show, Coach.
Thank you.
What a great show Friday night.
Well, it was an outstanding game. I mean, if you like high-scoring games and a lot of excitement, it sure kept people in their seats. You know, to think back 5 or 6 weeks ago, we were sitting at 2-3, and knowing that 2-2 in district, and knowing that we were going to have to win out or win 4 of the last 5 to have a chance to get in, you know, and to win out, it's really a tribute to our players, and I thought our coaches, assistant coaches, did a great job during that time span of really providing the leadership that those players needed to see, and I thought our senior class really did a good job leading the underclassmen, and it was just neat to see that evolution. Not that we had not been playing fairly well early on, it was just that we knew that we had to improve, and improve we did, and I think we improved this past week, even though the score was really a high-scoring affair, and you know, we had 434 yards of offense and 360, I don't know, whatever yardage we had on the ground was a season high for us. And my goodness, what a great football team Midland High has. They've really had some outstanding threats, and you look at the stats from our defensive perspective and you're disappointed, but really when you analyze it and look at what they had done through the course of the year and what they did Friday night with those receivers and those backs and those great skill kids, it was really an offensive show that particular night.
Well, you guys have really written another chapter in what Mojo is by being able to come back through the course of this season, haven't you?
Well, I think we have, and you know, I think you have to give it all to the senior class and those guys that are in leadership roles in particular. I think they really came to the front and just demanded some additional effort and concentration and all those things that goes into a good performance on Friday night from our underclassmen and even some of our seniors, and I think that's happened, and so we've got that behind us now, and sitting 7-3 and going into bye district, and it's a good place to be.
Now, you know, the buzz around the district was just how talented that Midland High group was. Did that match up to what everyone was saying?
Absolutely. You know, when their backs were pinned to the wall, they had to win to get in, and certainly we knew we were going to get their best shot. But I'm telling you that those receivers that they had and the running backs, they had a very physical offensive and defensive lines, and their linebackers and secondary were good, and they were good on special teams, you know, and we dug ourselves a hole early on in that first quarter. You know, we muffed a couple of kickoffs and gave them a short field on their first touchdown, and from then on it was just pretty much back and forth, and you know, we got a real key stop there late in that football game that really turned the tide for us.
Now, you know, we had lots of lead changes, lots of momentum shifts. Mm-hmm. What a tribute to the entire program that they were able to keep coming back and keep answering the call.
Well, I think our players were really prepared to play the game. You know, they worked hard through the course of the week, and I think their mental preparation helped serve them well during the course of that game. And, you know, you're going to have some games like that when you've got two talented teams playing one another and you have some lead changes, momentum shifts, and, you know, our motto is to play the next play. You know, and that's, if you let one play that's a bad play for you affect you mentally, then you're prone to making another mistake. So our players have kind of bought into that, play that next play, and I think they did that.
Yeah, that's all you can do is look to the future. The past is done, isn't it?
That's right.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Texas 5A playoffs. Coach Gaines, you're obviously very familiar with Texas football playoffs and earned that playoff berth, and our first trip is to El Paso. Let's talk a little bit about that game.
Well, we've drawn a Socorro school. A Socorro independent school district on the eastern side of El Paso has 4 schools. El Dorado High School is, I think this is their 7th year of existence. They were formed in 2003, opened the doors, and they've had the same coaching staff there since that time, and they've kind of grown their own program. And it's a very talented team. They've finished tied for second in their district with El Paso Franklin and Montwood, and El Paso Coronado is the district champion by one game. They run a spread, they run a power I offensively, they kind of mesh those two schemes together, and they've got a tailback that's rushed for 1,200 yards. They've got two receivers, one that's 6'4", 6'5", and one's about 6'2", and they're a load to carry, especially with our defensive backs. All but Thomas Munoz are short guys. Thomas is 5'11" or 6 foot, and he'll have to look up to that one guy that he's going to be on. So it's going to be a good test for us, because El Paso football in the last 10 or 15 years has really improved, and the Socorro School District, I think, has kind of forced the El Paso and the Esleda school districts to improve their athletic programs as well.
Now the game will be at the Student Activity Center for Socorro ISD.
And that's, I think, is 11 or 12,000 seat stadium, and it's a new stadium within the last 5 or 6 years probably. And Odessa High, I know, played Montwood out there the first game of the year. Permian's played there maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And so it's a nice stadium, got a turf field, and it'll be a good test for us, and we've got to be ready, because they do have some very fine athletes.
Now, Coach, what kind of things do you change in your daily routine as you go from the regular season into this do-or-die playoff situation?
We don't change a lot. We may, as time goes on, take a little bit of time off of practice. We don't add any time to practice. We may bring by and practice a little bit. For example, this being a Saturday game, we've got an extra day, so today it's going to be about an hour, and we're just going to have some walkthroughs, just in T-shirts and shorts and helmets, and not have any contact, and just do some teaching on the field and in the classroom, and show some video of the things that we have to be prepared for. And then this week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will kind of be our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday practices through the regular course of the week, and Friday being a travel day. And beyond that, there's not a great deal. The preparation time perhaps might be a little bit more mental as opposed to physical, at the late stages of the season. So it's all about mental preparation at this point, and having your mind right and understanding the scheme that we're trying to use that particular week, and exactly what they do to us.
Coach, we've talked throughout the course of the season about improvement day to day and improvement week to week. Give us your assessment on where we are as we look back across the season.
Well, I think you've seen it. It hasn't come every week, but I think if you look from the beginning to the end, you see a great deal of it. And I think that's typically the way it happens. You might not be able to gauge the improvement in one position or one player week to week, but when you look back from start to finish, or the beginning of the season to the end of district play, I think you see a great deal of improvement in our players in all phases of our game, and I think that's the way most people try to gauge it. It's difficult to gauge week to week.
From the outside looking in, it looks like you're at a place where there could be great improvement in the next week.
I think there is, and I think that there is always room for improvement, and we're always wanting to get better. And I think that should be every player and every coach's credo, is to get better every day, to get better every week. And as long as you're investing some quality work and quality effort and quality attention to detail, then I don't see that you can improve every day.
Well, Coach, good luck on that trip to El Paso, and congratulations on playoff berth.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
And thanks for coming on the show, Coach.
You're welcome.
And this wraps up this segment of the Coach's Corner.